Hello everybody and welcome back to episode number 2 of the Girlfriend Challenge. Today we'll be booking our first show, or not we, Emma will be booking her first show as Ring of Fire. We did a couple of things off camera before we started recording. We've lost Colt Magnum, who was our road agent, so what I did was I suggested shortlisting potential replacements with CWE coming in to take him. I knew that he was going to be gone straight away, so we brought in a replacement. It's Paddy O'Hara. So we've got a road agent in place, that's fine. Although I don't think Colt Magnum's actually left the company yet. He's still listed on the roster. So I think we've got probably this show with him before he leaves. Also, Jesse Golden, the manager of the Golden Standard faction, has also been taken by the NWA. And although it's not been confirmed yet, Crazy Floyd Boomshine has been approached by the NWA as well. So it looks like we might be losing pretty much all the managers on the roster, which, whilst isn't great, isn't the worst thing, because at least no one's come in for the wrestlers, and that's going to be the main thing at the moment. Managers can be replaced a bit easier. So we're at the day of the show. Nothing else to really report on. Like I said, just a lot of offers for the managers and for Colt Magnum. No one, I don't think any of the other wrestlers have actually had any contracts offered to them yet, so we'll have to see. So I'm just going to sim up to the day of the show, and it's going to be, well, the game's suggesting that it just takes place at the Cambridge Elysium in New England. What it does is the game will suggest the region that you're most popular in and suggest the right size arena for you. So that seems reasonable for the first show. If it was me, I'd accept that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine then.
Outside voice. We're inside, but outside voice. Okay, so we've got 2.5 hours to book. Backstage rating is 67%. And the backstage rating is affected by the people that you have on your roster. So it's probably quite good that Jesse Golden's being taken away, because he's a very negative influence. So when he goes, that will go up a bit. So the more positive influences you have, the better you'll be as a company. In fact, he's your only negative influence in the entire list. So yeah, there you go. And like other things that will help, like relationships that are good. So Jed Brody is related to Lyle Brody. That helps. But here we've got the backstage rules are having a negative effect overall. Because what you can also do in this game is change it so that you can like ban alcohol backstage, you can lay on catering, and these kind of things will affect the backstage atmosphere. But obviously the bigger the company you are, or the more money you have, the more you can do, and it will kind of improve the atmosphere, which will improve the morale, which should, in theory, improve the performances in the ring. So for now, I wouldn't worry about it, but maybe before we do another show, something to think about. Cool. Because you've got $10 million. So even though you're not a massive company, you've got enough money to be able to make these kind of decisions to make everyone happy backstage. Okay, so do you have any idea what you're actually going to do for the show itself?
No.
Okay, right.
I don't know what my options are. What are my options?
Whatever you want.
Wrestle, right. I don't know.
Wrestle, yeah, wrestle. Go.
Just wrestle.
That's what it's going to say on the sheet when they come in. They say, oh, I wonder who I'm going to be facing tonight, what the story's going to be. It's just going to say wrestle. Signed, Emma.
Or do I choose who goes against who then?
Yeah, you choose everything.
Okay.
You choose who wins and loses.
That's fun.
Well, of course it's fun. Well, that's the whole point of the game.
Why can't it be a surprise?
Because you're the booker. You're choosing who wins and loses and why. Okay, so we go to this little icon here. It says book show. Okay, so this is the booking screen. So I'll give you a bit of information. So we need to at least book 150 minutes.
Okay.
And we can go, well, if it was for non-TV shows, we can go 25% over or under, depending on how much we need to do, or if we don't have many people to use, how little we can get by with doing. Right. So basically, I'm not going to make too many suggestions, but when you get stuck, I'll help you out along the way. What I would suggest doing is, you've got your champions, okay? So you've got 3 titles.
Yeah.
I would suggest making sure that all of them are defended on this card.
Okay.
So I put a match with each one of these people against someone else on the roster.
And make sure they win.
Not necessarily make sure they win, you can have them lose if you want.
Okay.
What you also have to bear in mind, though, is that, for example, he's your world champion. If you ask him to lose to someone who's really low on the pecking order, he's not going to be happy.
No, that's
he won't be able to refuse it, but he'll be furious, and then you've got morale issues backstage, and he might turn into a headache. So that's why it's important, if you've got someone going for a main title like this, you have to build them up so they're considered to be creditable as a. Even though you're deciding who wins and loses, it's kind of counterintuitive because you're basically trying to trick. It's not tricking people into thinking that what you're showing is real.
Yeah.
So if someone just walks off the street and then beats the champion, you're like, hang on a sec, what's happened there?
Yeah.
So, bit of logic like that. So yeah, I would suggest that all three of these titles are defended. I won't suggest against who, but I would just bear that in mind when it comes to your world title.
Okay.
So we'll start with just adding a match.
Mm.
So these are the options. It's kind of, you've got a quick filter here. So like that'd be a 1 versus 1 tag team match. That's a multi-person match. So 3 people against each other, 4 people against each other, and that is a multi-tag team match. So you have more than 2 tag teams.
Okay.
And that is just for anything else, like a Royal Rumble would be classified under the human icon with a plus next to them.
And whatever I'm selected, it's done in a specific order. So if I'm selecting one now, this would be the first match that.
No, we can change the order before it goes through.
Okay, that's cool.
So.
Can we do the big ones first?
Title matches?
Yeah.
That's how I book, and I think that's how a lot of other people book. They book the main event and then book backwards.
Yeah.
So as long as they've got the main people and they know what they're doing there, that's how they do it. So
that.
you want a one-on-one match for the main title? Thinking like a pro. You want a one-on-one title match for the main championship, or do you want more than 2 people in?
No, one-on-one.
One-on-one, okay. And obviously they've got all these different kind of variations of matches here.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them won't be suitable for this kind of company. I mean, that's all the matches anyway. But so, for example, it's not a hardcore company, so I wouldn't suggest having a 1 versus 1 light tube match, which is, those fluorescent light tube things. Yeah, and they're involved in their league. You can hit people with it, shatters and all this.
Light tube?
Yeah, light tubes. Like you see in those long lights.
Yeah.
Where it's just a single long kind of fluorescent bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Light bulb.
Yeah, basically, but it's called a fluorescent light tube because it's.
Oh.
Yeah.
A
Anyway.
real one. They hit each other with real ones.
Yeah, because they shatter quite easy. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can still hurt yourself.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean.
But yeah, that I wouldn't suggest doing something like this. But you've got like ladder matches, I Quit, hardcore, lingerie. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest putting a lingerie match on.
I didn't even know that existed.
I don't understand. One thing I don't understand actually is why they've got that exactly and
Bra
that.
And panties.
Yeah, I don't know why they've got both.
Barbed wire.
Barbed wire. Yeah. Again, so I wouldn't, for this kind of company, I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Just normal wrestling.
Well, 1 versus 1. That's listed there, so that's your first default option.
Weird.
So select, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So here we need to click to select the wrestlers, and here it's broken down so you can kind of filter on different sections. So, for example, if you wanted to look at tag teams, you'd just right click there and it'd tell you about all the tag teams you have.
Oh, cool.
And also, when it comes to after we book the first match, when we'll click exclude booked, so everyone who you've already got in a match on the show, it'll get rid of them from the list, so you know who you've got left.
That's good.
So that's fine. I wouldn't expect you to. So filter it on the singles, and as it's a main event thing, that means main event, upper mid card, lower mid card, opener, enhancement talent. It's women's division. Yeah. But we're just going to want to look at the main eventers for now. That was your champion, so you obviously want him in that match.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
So you'd want him ideally to go up
Bad
against. Exactly. So you could always filter based on that, and that tells you out of your main eventers who are the bad guys.
Okay.
So you've got the guy you want to slap and him. So they're the main eventers who are bad guys. Do you want either of them to be the one to go up against him?
Yeah, him.
Him?
Yeah.
Okay, Terry French. Okay. So save, and then they'll appear there. Auto name it, so it just tells you who's in the match. How long do you want it to go? Bearing in mind, in fact, if we hit this here, the match length. So this is how long the match will run. So it tells you there in the second paragraph, for an event like this, your settings suggest a minimum match of 20 minutes for a major match, 14 minutes for a medium match, 8 minutes for a minor match. So
cool.
That gives you an idea of what you want to do. You can obviously, depending on what you're trying to do storyline-wise, change that. But I would always suggest going with what they say.
20.
Maybe 20 exactly. I mean, you can go longer than that. They're just saying they expect it to at least go 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, let's make it 25 then.
Okay, 25, yeah. Because if you bear in mind, you've got quite a lot of time that you need to use there.
Yeah.
Okay. It automatically puts a referee on the thing, and the road agent Paddy O'Hara, who we hired, is defaulted into that position.
Cool.
I don't know if Colt Magnum would actually be. Colt Magnum's still a selection, but Paddy O'Hara is actually better than him. So, and what you want to do is make sure the title is up for grabs. Default announcers from the company are there as well. And then this is where we change the road agent. So we're basically going to tell him what we want to happen in this match, and he's got to try and get it over to them as best as he can.
Okay.
So this is where we're going to basically say who you want to win and lose. And then it goes into specifics.
Wrestle.
They're going to wrestle. That's fine. Don't need to worry about that. Stress less, princess. So, who do you want to win? Do you want the guy to keep the title, or do you want that guy to win?
He can keep the title for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, add that. This is probably a bugbear of a lot of people that watch my videos, but even though it's quite obvious if you pick one of them to win, the other one's going to lose, I always have a habit of still specifying, because I'm worried that the game's going to trick me and go, oh, you didn't say that. Okay, now we've got, so for example, we've got individual focus. So if you're trying to make someone look particularly good or particularly bad, you can use this. So individual focus, if you want someone to dominate, or if you want someone to still look strong even though they might lose, or when it says protect, it basically means if there's an area that someone's not particularly good at, they'll do the best in the match not to expose it.
Okay.
So if he's not good at the high flying, we're going to ask him to jump off ropes and flip and do all this kind of stuff. I wouldn't worry about that too much at the moment. For me, in this kind of company, I'd want most of the matches to look relatively competitive, unless they served a storyline purpose. Em decided off camera that as the company didn't need to run storylines, she was just going to kind of play this show out and see how she went from there. She said, I'll think of it as EastEnders. So, So usually, to suggest that you want it to be even, it would be an open match. It even says, this specifies that the match should be very open, with everyone getting roughly the same amount of points.
Yeah.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I make Terry French keep strong?
Yeah.
So then he can come back later and beat him or something.
Yeah, sure. That's a good idea. I didn't even have to say that.
Thanks.
Very good. Yep, so Terry French is going to be kept strong. And here we've got what's known as call in the ring and script. Call in the ring is if, like what we were looking for with a road agent, someone who has good basics in psychology.
Yeah.
If they're very high in that, it means that they can put a match together without being told, right, first you need to do this and then you need to do this. They can basically do it in the ring between themselves.
Okay.
If they're not particularly good in that, you're supposed to tell them to script it, and that's where your road agent will say, right, we're going to lay it out. This is exactly what you're going to do, like following the script. So in this size of company, you're not going to have many people who will be able to go out there and call it in the ring. But you don't even have to specify. You can leave it and just let the road agent use his best judgment.
Yeah.
So as far as the match ending itself, we can always go back and you can add something if you want. So the type of finish, or the exact finishes, do you want it to be a pinfall, a submission, do you want it to be a flash pinfall, like it comes out of nowhere, disqualification, a stoppage, injury?
It's a distraction finish.
A distraction finish would be if someone kind of came out to distract one of the people, and then afterwards the person who got distracted loses the match.
No.
But as Terry French isn't really aligned with anyone in here, unless someone was particularly trying to piss off Samoan Stud, wouldn't make much sense. So
let's just
you can keep it simple.
Pinfall.
Yeah,
finish. Yeah.
You can keep it simple. If you didn't specify anything there, they would have done it themselves. So just hit pinfall, and then close. So that's all you want.
Cool.
And then you have to hope that both of them are happy with what you've decided to do in the match.
Why can they complain about it?
Yeah, they can say, I'm not happy with that. And in some companies, if they've got what's known as creative control, and you say, I want you to do this, they can go, nope, and flat out not do it until you do something that makes them happy. The Hulk Hogan clause.
Can you just fire them and then someone else?
You can, it'll cost you money. And obviously, usually the people that have got creative control have got it because they're really important. So it's not as easy as said and done. Someone, like I said, the best example I could think of creative control would be Hulk Hogan. Back in the day, if he didn't want to do something, he didn't do something.
Yeah.
He was that important when in WWF at the time, and then when he went to WCW, he was on such a big contract, he basically wrote the show himself certain parts and said,
Oh, I
"No, I
haven't
don't."
seen that like documentary thing
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, basically that's what he did. It was a bit of a power trip because
Yeah,
a lot of
it
people
was
kind of
because
go.
then didn't he end up winning something? It's really out there.
He did, yeah, because the guy lay down.
Yeah.
What Em's referring to there is when Jeff Jarrett lay down in the middle of the ring and Hulk Hogan put his foot on his chest, got the win, and then just walked out. It was all really weird. Then Vince Russo came out yelling. You know, you've seen it.
Even I know that's just awful.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where it
It's
kind
really
of
bad.
it blurs the line between reality and because the crowd are like, I
Yeah.
don't understand. It doesn't follow the story, and they think was that real or a shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got your main event.
Yes.
So that's taken 27 minutes. So, and now it says the show has to be between that long, so we know that we've got to do at least 85 minutes more.
Oh, that's cool. Don't have to do the maths.
Yeah, and if you've got people that are left over, you don't have to, but you can do what's known as dark matches, which is either before the show or after the show. So not the main portion of it. So, for example, if it was on the WWE, if you ever go to one of their events before the show starts, they usually have people that they want to just either get practice or to get a bit better known before the cameras start rolling, and they'll perform in front of everyone before the show actually starts.
That's
so you can
cool.
always do that as well. Okay, so to speed it up a little bit, you wanted the tag team titles on the line. So I'll get to the point of, I'm assuming you just want a regular tag team match.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we'll go to teams. So Den Brody Boys are your tag team champions, so they're going to have to be in it.
Yeah.
They're good guys. So your bad guy options are either the A-listers, who are actually part of Jesse Golden's stable, I believe.
Yeah.
Or the Sin City Fight Club. Because Can-Am Falls, I believe, are good guys. Yeah. And they're really low down.
Yeah.
So who would you prefer? Out of the A-listers or Sin City Fight Club?
This one's since the year.
Okay. I was going to say, you're not picking a chocolate bar. You can make it quicker than that. Okay. So you have the choice here of... This could technically be classed as a medium-sized match, which would be about 16 minutes. You could always treat it as like a main event, a more important match, and make it longer. If you're asking my opinion, I'd say closer towards 16 minutes. Not only because it's not, I don't think it would be a main event match on this show, but I'm pretty sure Caspian Rawley, which is the first person on the Sin City Fight Club, isn't particularly good when it goes to long matches because he doesn't have the best stamina.
Okay.
Which is also, a side note there, something that the owner decided to throw in there just before the show. Anyone who's got D- stamina, we can't extend the contract of or bring anyone in. So, something to bear in mind. Or, alternatively, you might want him to be in a long match to increase his stamina, so it means you can keep him. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, I just got a feeling that his isn't particularly high.
Do it for exactly 20 minutes.
Exactly 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, put the titles on the line. And they're going to have Crazy Floyd Boomshine, probably for the last time in their corner before he goes. Who do you want to win the match? Which team?
Oh, the brothers.
The brothers. Okay, so who do you want to win? Jed or Lyle? Does it really matter? You bothered?
Let's go with Jed. I
Jed.
don't know which is which.
I believe that's Jed.
Jed, the name.
Okay. Who on the opposite team do you want to lose? We've got Caspian or Jax?
Caspian.
Okay. Do you want it to be open, competitive, or one-sided, or... By the way, when someone loses, I know it was a good shout in the Terry French case of saying keep strong, but you don't have to do it for everyone who loses. Sometimes, a loss is a loss.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to do it for this one.
No, that's fine. I was just making sure you're aware of that.
I don't really know. I don't know. What would you suggest?
I would suggest having it open again. For the most part, I'd keep most of these matches open.
Okay, do that. Sounds good.
I would script this, though.
Okay.
Because none of them are able to call it off the cuff in the ring.
Okay.
Do you want it to be... What kind of finish do you want? Indeed. If you want to know what any of them are, let me know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to... There's a lot to go through.
If you guys are watching this and you think the audio's broken, it's not. We're just having a thinking.
Or sports entertainment finish.
That's what I thought you were going to ask me. Sports entertainment finish is what WWE or a company like WWE do, where they have a match and then it all kind of just falls apart because loads of people start running in and they all start attacking each other and it just falls apart. It's kind of a very hokey ending. So there's nothing really. No one looks like a winner. No one looks like a loser. It just match falls apart. I wouldn't. But again, sports entertainment finish should be used in a sports entertainment company. This isn't a sports entertainment company.
Well, it's double count out finish.
But well, either all 4 men or a member of each team who are legal are outside the ring and they both get counted out, so it's a draw.
Okay.
So that wouldn't make sense if you want to win.
No.
A count out finish would work, but a company like this, I'd imagine, would have most of their matches would have clean cut finishes. Yeah. So you wouldn't have too many disqualifications. You'd have some disqualifications, the occasional count out, but mostly it'd either be pinfall submission.
What's a screwy referee?
Again, it's more of a kind of sports entertainment finish where screwy referee, for example, like if they had a special guest referee and the referee went 1, 2, and just decided not to count, and I think like, why are you not counting? Then it happens, then the guy goes 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. They're all very dramatic. Yeah.
I don't think you need to worry about anything else too much in that. And also, what's the special extras section, which is something I should have mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I stumbled over that bit, didn't I? I said special extra.
I was looking at Crazy Bump.
Crazy Bump would be... do you remember we were talking about off-camera again? Em asked me another question for something that popped up about Spot Monkey. Someone who's a Spot Monkey is likely to do a Crazy Bump. So, for example, getting thrown off some scaffolding or something stupid like that.
Oh, okay.
So unless you want something specific like that to happen here. So what a turn is if you want someone to go from being a good guy to a bad guy or a bad guy to good guy. You can get that done in the match. You also have to change it beforehand, I think. It's been a while since I've done it. You'd have to change it before in the member, like say you wanted one of these guys to turn bad.
Yeah.
You'd have to go into his page on the roster and then change it so that it'd be waiting for the next moment like this, and you could say, right, this is where I want it to turn it, go back, and it would change it.
Okay.
So for now, I'd leave it as that. To be honest,
Yeah.
I don't think for the first show you want to go too crazy on anything. I think you'd want to get an idea of who can do what.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so save that, and I'm assuming you don't want that to go on after the last one. So yeah, the lower down it is, the later in the minutes.
Cool.
Okay, so 63 minutes left.
Cool.
They'll want some angles as well. An angle is like a talking spot or like a kind of brawl that isn't like a match, basically.
Okay.
So we'll put the other title on the line, and then it's kind of more open. Oh, in this match, how many people do you want to be competing? Just one-on-one, or do you want more?
What is this for? Sorry.
It's what the title is, the Young Lion title. And it's for people that are a bit lower down on the roster. So
let's do 3 people.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it filters on 3. Do you want to do elimination or just first 4 wins? So whoever.
What's elimination?
Elimination means that both people would have to be defeated. So, for example, they start with 3. One of them gets either pinned or submitted or whatever.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
That sounds cool.
So elimination.
Elimination.
Okay. So you want the champion for this? Hang on, what? Oh, sorry, I forgot to do that. So you see that list now? That's everyone you have. That's the people you've got left.
Okay, cool.
So Eddie Freeman is the champion. He's a bad guy. He's a good guy, obviously. I forgot. I would be looking. He's a lower mid carder, so you'd want someone around his level. So bearing in mind, if you put like an upper mid carder in there with him and ask him to lose to Eddie Freeman, he might go, but he's lower down. Even though he's the champion, he might go, well, he's lower on the card than me. It doesn't happen all the time. It depends on the personality of the individual and how they're feeling, to be fair. So we can have a look at everyone on this list and you can make a decision. So mid carder, if he's just one level above, he's more willing to accept it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to say that he will, but he's more likely to. Any of them taking your fancy?
Maybe that was it. Nate one.
Him?
Him. Yeah.
Before you make your next shout, make sure the next person's a bad guy, because otherwise it's going to be 3 good guys.
Oh, touche. Who's Corey?
He's a good guy. Filter on heals, so it gives you a shorter list.
Okay.
Out of those, I can tell you which one I would take.
Okay. Oh,
but I'll let you.
What was the second one? Yeah, him.
That's the one I would have chosen.
Yeah. Cool.
Charlie Lincoln. Okay, so auto name it. How long do you want this to go? Bearing in mind it's not a main title.
15.
Okay.
What?
Because a couple of them are a bit lower down on the card, they might say that was a bit long.
Okay, then.
But no, that's fine. Right. It's fine because obviously putting them out there longer will get them used to it, and the crowd will be more willing to accept it.
I just thought because there's 3 of them.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And obviously, it says 3 minutes of non-wrestling time. So you've said 15 minutes in total. 3 minutes of that will be wrestling. 3 minutes of that will be like entrances and stuff.
Okay. Oh, that's fine.
So I'll put the title on the line, the Young Lion title. Do you want him to keep the title, or do you want one of them to take it off him?
I want the bad guy to take
Charlie
it off.
Lincoln to take it off him. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're having a title change on the first show. Something very exciting, people. So Charlie Lincoln, both of them are going to have to lose, so I'm not actually going to specify. Do you want it to be competitive?
What's work the crowd?
Work the crowd, another good question, is something that you'd have early on in the show. So it'd be a case of basically getting the audience excited without kind of making them go too excited. Yeah, so you'd want, because you wouldn't want the main event to kind of do that, where it kind of builds the crowd up and then goes, and that's it, and they go, oh.
Yeah.
But you don't want to do like an all-out match, which means that they go mental to try and get the crowd to lose their shit.
Yeah. Would this work for work the crowd?
No, I would say not because it's the main thing, because it's going longer. Work the crowd I'd have as a shorter match in general. So one of your opening matches I'd have as work the crowd.
Okay.
I would put, asking me, I'd have open match again.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'd be.
What's call in ring anyway?
Call in ring is like we spoke about it earlier. So the road agent won't basically tell them what to do. He'll trust them to go up there and call the match themselves.
Yeah.
This I'd script.
Yeah.
And my last suggestion, or not a suggestion, but I already added that. That's my fault. Would be with exact finishes. Because he's a bad guy, I'd be more willing to let you have like a kind of a quick roll up or something like a flash pin.
Yeah, let's do flash.
Flash pinfall. So it means that it kind of almost came out. It will say here with a flash pinfall, quick out of the blue pin. So then, when eventually, I'm assuming you have, because what I usually do is when a champion loses their title, I usually give them a rematch. So
yeah,
that will be a reason for Eddie Freeman to go, well, hang on a sec, you kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Let's have another go with it, and I'll show you that I'm better. So
Okay,
something like that.
Yeah, that works. I have an idea of their rematch.
No, that's fine, and you can always have have it as a ladder match or something silly like that.
That'd be cool.
So it kind of builds like a story. So
yeah, enemies.
Yeah. Personally, I'd have it for the other two, but if you want me to change it, I will.
No, I thought of it in that order.
Okay, fine.
Actually.
Right, now we've got to have other matches. What I would do is basically book around the matches. So you might have a couple of ideas of like talking bits you want to do, but get the matches on first then, because then you can work around that.
Yep.
So we'll have a look at who you've got left.
Yep.
Should we do it as a singles match?
Yeah.
Okay. And bearing in mind, the higher up the card they are, the more they're going to expect to be on the show.
Oh, yeah, so you want some... Yeah.
So I wouldn't suggest leaving any main eventers out. Because they'll be like, I'm a main eventer, why'd you leave me off the show?
Yeah, but... Yeah.
So even if you're not planning on using them in the show,
yeah, what
I would do is I'd have them in like a dark match before the show actually starts playing. So they're still being paid for being there and doing something. So it kind of tricks them almost.
I just think because if there's 3 like already kind of main matches.
Yeah, but I would, because they're title matches, I still think out of what you've got left, we've got rid of everyone who you haven't used. So, for example, not what I meant to click. So you've still got those 2 guys. Even if you don't really want I'd put them just against each other. Okay. Just to get them on the card.
Let's do that now.
And also, you think about it, if Samoan Stud is keeping the title, who's he going to go up against the next show? which would give you an idea of what I would think. So we'll think about it. He's still a good guy. You've got 2 main heals just for the basics. I mean, you can think more.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying who should win this, but I'm just saying bear that in mind. No. If you want the other one to win, fair enough. Okay, so they're going to have a match.
But I don't know who I want to win it.
That's fine. Well,
no, the good guy.
The good guy. Okay, so you want
I want
Johnny
him to
Hunter
win.
to beat Kelvin Streatham. How long do
Yeah.
you want this to go? Sorry, I started changing that.
No, that's right. Not very long. Like, 10. I don't know.
Okay.
What? You put it away.
Main eventers tend to be seen as people that go longer.
So long. Yeah. 20.
It doesn't have to go the full 20, but
18.
Yeah. Okay. No, sorry, I wasn't trying to change your mind. But
I don't know.
No, 18. We'll go with 18. Fine. I would have had it go about 18, 16, something like that myself.
Okay.
And I'll let you position it where you want, but I'll tell you where I'd put it.
Okay.
So, but go with what you want. Don't just accept everything I say. I'm just giving you help where I can.
Okay.
So no titles on the line. You want Johnny Hunter to win. Well, you've already gone against what I would have suggested, so that's fine. So loser is going to be Kelvin Streatham. Be an open match you want, or because bear in mind what they also have as well is something that's known as momentum. So you might have seen grades next to them.
Yeah.
That's the momentum they have. So the more wins they get, the better they look in the matches. That's going to go higher and higher. So if you have someone keep losing and losing and losing,
maybe a slow build.
Okay, slow build works.
All right.
Yeah, slow build is something that you'd put towards the longer matches.
Yeah.
Because it starts off slow and then kind of works its way up. Well, in fact, it says it there.
Yeah.
It allows them to tell the story properly, so it really needs to be used in the longer matches. So that's good shout. Fine. Cool. Slow build. Do you want it? You can still be open though, even if it's a slow build.
Yeah.
Yep. Doesn't contradict. How do you want the match to end? I will say, I'm pretty sure Johnny Hunter's finisher is a submission. You can have him win by pinfall, but I just thought as he was the one winning, you might want to know that.
Submission.
Like an ankle lock or a figure 4 leg lock or a sharpshooter or sleeper.
Is that an option you can choose?
You can have submission finish.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's do that then.
Okay, so that's going there. Also, at some stage, I know the clicking's loud again, but because I can't use the headset for just one of us for the purpose of this, down the road at some point, I'll look into getting an actual microphone. So when I'm not doing a video just by myself, because the headphones are great for those, but when it's like me and Emma, or if I ever do a video with someone else down the road and we're both in the same room, one of those microphones will help. So apologise for the clicking, but that's the way it's going at the moment. So deal with it. Right. Is that everything you want for that? Okay, save. Right, where would you want that on the card?
Between something. Can we have it between the tag team and the world title one?
That's where I'd put it.
Boom.
There you go.
Cool.
So we still need to book 25 minutes. 25 minutes is the lower limit, so you can still go over that. 25 minutes more is the bare minimum we should be putting on. Okay. Okay, so do you want we'll go for another match?
Yeah.
Do you want to just have a look at what's left, or do you want a suggestion at this point?
Suggestion.
You've got 2 tag teams that aren't yet wrestling. Maybe have them go against each other.
Okay. I have no clue. Sounds good.
Yeah, because if we just look at it's another match on the card. Oh, bullshit. Apologies, I forgot that we're using...
Lies.
No, that is my fault. I forgot that you chose... Was it Nate Sanders in the other title match? Or Eddie Freeman?
Oh, right. Oh, is he part of a tag team?
Yeah, that's why it's not showing him up on there. So you can still have that tag team go up against like 2...
randoms?
Yeah.
No.
No? Okay.
No, won't gel.
That's fine. You can always create your own tag teams as well. So if you thought, I'd like to put those 2 as a tag team.
Yeah.
Just tell me and I can do it in the thing. Okay, so you don't want a tag team match?
No.
Okay, fine. What kind of match do you want?
What are the choices?
Singles, multi-man matches.
What's that one with all the little...
That means multi-people tag team. So I'm guessing if you don't want a regular tag team, you're not 3 tag teams suddenly going at it.
Oh, yeah, no. Let's just do another one.
And for example, that one's like you've got 3 versus 3, battle royals, and handicap matches.
What's handicap matches?
1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, 2 versus 3.
Oh.
So an odd number.
That could be quite interesting.
Could be, but bearing in mind you don't have the biggest roster and you still need quite a bit of show left.
Let's just do 1 versus 1.
Okay. That's fine. That's what I'm saying, because again, off camera, I asked Em if she wanted to bring in anyone else, and she said for the first show, just leave it as it is, which is fair enough. I can understand that, but that's something again you'll need to bear in mind. So select. You just want to see who's left.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got him. Any of them grab you?
Look at that one. I don't know how you say his
DT
name.
York.
Yeah, that one.
Yep. Okay. So he's an upper mid card bad guy.
And the second one, yeah, him.
Okay. Yep. That makes sense. Who do you want to win, and how long do you want it to go?
I don't know how long do you think? Is this going to be the first one?
You can have. I would
First
suggest.
match.
I'd suggest having people that are lower down on the card in the first match.
Okay.
But you can just see, because you'll still have more time after this match anyway. So you can have a
We'll
look
do
at
this match, and then can we do another match with lower?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I would suggest having this one go 15, if that. 15.
We'll do that then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so get this to 15. Well, giving Colt Magnum a little bit of work before he leaves. Who do you want to win?
Let's go for the good guy. We've got
So
the
Angus
bad
McGrath?
guy winning the other one.
You think a little bit like I do? Okay. Do you want it to be a competitive match?
Yeah.
Do you want it scripted, or do you want to leave all that stuff alone?
How will it?
Leave it? Well, how do you want it to finish?
Can we
Pinfall?
do a surprise finish?
How do you mean?
Can you not just leave it and then see what they come out with?
Yeah.
That one and then the other one.
DT York is unhappy at the booking of this match and requests that you alter it so that he comes out better. Continue anyway. Now, what he's not saying, I have to win this.
Which one's that?
DT York is the bad guy that you have had losing. If he was winning, I'm guessing he would be complaining.
We'll continue anyway.
That's fine. But
Yeah.
I'm not saying suggest changing who you're having win.
Mhm.
But a little thing that might help with that is if you went keep strong, so he doesn't look bad. He'll just try it. Just try it. See if he accepts it. If he still goes, no, I'm not happy with it. Well, tough. In fact, if he still does it after this, I would take this off as well. So you want him to look strong. So you can tell someone he's more prickly when it comes to, and because that guy Angus McGrath's on his level as well. So I'm guessing he'll accept that. He does. So he's still losing, but he wants to look good. If you put him in there with a main eventer and had him lose, I almost guarantee he wouldn't have said anything.
Fair enough.
But you also then have to think, if you ever get him to the point where he's a main eventer, he might be very...
He won't be now.
Well, yeah, something to think about. Where would you like that one to go?
Should we put it between these two?
That's where I'd put it as well. Okay, so at least 8 minutes left. We've already booked 104 minutes, so that's an hour and 40 minutes. It's not bad. But you can see now, you wanted to add a match with like some of the lower people. Do you want it to be a singles match or have a few people?
Let's do another 3.
Okay, another 3. Fine. Elimination or just the first 4 wins?
Just the first.
Okay. That's what you've got left.
Cool. What's the kind of...
The pecking order?
Yeah.
Yeah. It goes enhancement talent, opener, lower mid-carder.
Are you working from
the bottom? Yeah.
The bottom.
Yeah,
what was
so
the bottom?
enhancement talent. So we've got 1 enhancement talent. Actually, we've got 2.
And then...
Steve Wainwright and Lincoln Lister.
Could
The only
put them both in?
Can do. All I will say is if you put all enhancement talents in a match, the audience are going to go, I don't care about these people.
Well,
so you have to...
else.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But you just have to... That's something you bear
Okay.
in mind. So you want Lincoln Lister in and Steve Wainwright. And so you've got a good guy and a bad guy, so it's really your choice of who you pick left. If you're going to pick this guy, bearing in mind that he's the tag team partner, he's the tag team partner of that guy as well.
Yeah, no, anyway.
So you've got Corey Glover, Herschel Marsh. J.K. North is an upper mid carder. Joby bad at opener. I wouldn't even put an opener in with enhancement talents. If you've just got enhancement talents in there, I would put a lower mid carder at least in with them.
Okay.
You can put an opener in, but you'd see by the grade it gets at the end that people are like, they don't care.
Actually, can we take out that Steve and we put Joey in?
Okay, so you've got 2 bad guys in there.
And then we will go for a lower to mix it up.
So that's a lower good guy?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. As a general rule, enhancement talent shouldn't be in there for more than 8 minutes.
Okay. Do 8 minutes.
Okay. And also that's roughly enough time to get them to improve, and also the better they do. So just to give you a bit of information, I mean, anyone who's watching this will probably be a long video, but I'm sure you guys will be enjoying seeing the nuances of someone new learning the game. If or not. Well, no, I think they'll enjoy it, because I'm actually enjoying doing it. Thought I'd find it more frustrating than I am, and I'm not finding it frustrating at all. No, I don't mean it as a bad thing. But say, for example, you like Lincoln Lister, he's an enhancement talent. He's the lowest rung on the ladder. If you eventually have him not win everything, but have him kind of lose to certain people, but then get wins as well, after a while he'll gain popularity in that region, and then you can have him. Then you can change him to be set as a lower mid card. You can get so it's quite fun. That's what people quite like about the game, is you can kind of have your own projects where you get them all the way from the start to like a main event level, winning titles and that. So you get invested with the characters and stuff. So it's a really in-depth game. But something that the only kind of graphics they use are like the character things there. It's really well made. Okay, so you got that going for 8 minutes. Do you know who you want to win?
I think I will go for that
Lincoln Lister.
Yeah,
okay.
I keep tapping the screen.
No, that's fine.
Is he bad?
He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
But
that's fine.
Okay, tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you if that's what I'd do, and if it's not, why.
Dominate. Work the crowd.
Work the crowd.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Can he not dominate?
He can. The only thing I'd suggest is why he shouldn't. Corey Glover's like 2 rungs above him on the ladder. So you don't want Corey Glover to go, why is this nobody dominating?
Can Corey dominate? And then in the end, Lincoln do like the flash.
Yeah, that would work.
Don't know.
But the good thing is that'll make Corey Glover look really good, even though he'll lose.
Yeah.
And even though Lincoln Lister might win, it might not make him look as good as he otherwise would. But that's perfectly acceptable to do.
We do that.
So you want domination, Corey Glover to look like he's dominating. Okay, and then flash pinfall. Okay. Can I suggest scripting it?
Yeah, that's cool.
Just because they're... In fact, if you're looking at the level of the people in this match, talent-wise, he'll be very good in a few years.
Yeah. He's
okay. He could go either way.
Cool.
Not personally. Just that's not a sexual preference thing. That was just a... Anyway.
He'll be in the bra and panties match
Yeah,
next.
he'll be in the bra and panties match, yeah. Yeah, don't do that. Don't make me book that. Okay, so I'm assuming, based on what you said, you want it right at the start. Yeah. Okay. So we've already got the bare minimum to get us through a show. So technically we could do it now. And we don't actually need, because of the company we are, we don't need any angles. But if you don't want people in matches, I would suggest maybe having a couple people do either talking bits or presentation bits.
Okay, let's do that.
So, right. So add an angle. Because there's someone who you've left off this card who I wouldn't leave off the card. Luke Diamond. He's an upper mid carder, but he's very good. He's quite talented.
Okay.
So, do you want it to be, and it's broken down here, search by content. So if you want it to be a talking bit, you click on that and it will just show you talking based things. If it needs to be a confrontation, they all kind of make a bit of sense based on what they say. So what kind of non-wrestling thing were you looking for?
Either a talk or a confrontation, I think would be cool.
So talk. So it filters on everything that involves talking. So usually things that I would look for is the generic stuff.
Break up.
Well, it's like literally things like you've got so many different variants of what you can have. Would be like a backstage brawl or like a beat down backstage, but again that's quite WWE like. But sometimes it works in these kind of companies. So you could have like a beat down in the ring, like after someone's just really worked their ass off, won a match, have someone come out and beat the shit out of them, kind of.
That's not talking.
No, it's not. But yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah.
We're going to talk about beating someone up.
Well, you've got so for example, we've got promos, which is basically the talking. So someone just talking about whatever, but you've got pull apart brawls, which is something which another TEW YouTuber is quite famous for doing. Pull apart brawls. I don't particularly care for them, or I don't care for them as much as they do, but it's an option. So that would basically be one person based on their entertainment ability talking about someone else who's off screen.
Okay.
Or if you just want someone to talk in general, it'd be the generic. I double clicked it. This would be the generic one. If you want the generic one, it saves me closing it down. If not, I'll close it and open up and have a look at something else.
What's a generic thing?
So it's just him talking about, like, it could be anything. You can imagine him talking about whatever. You could be saying, I should be competing for the match, or he should be saying, thanks for your support after an injury, or it could be anything. Literally anything. You don't have to specify what exactly they're talking about.
This guy that you say...
Luke Diamond.
Yeah, is he good or bad?
He's good.
Yeah, so we can't...
No, but you could also play it where it's more of a case of him saying, I'm willing to go up against anyone, I don't care who you are. Whereas a heel might say, oh, I want a title shot, this, that, that.
Yeah.
But he might say, I'm willing to take on anyone.
Oh, let's do that.
Okay. Oh, well, that wasn't me telling you to do that.
No, I know.
So we'll just say Luke. But you also have to bear in mind it helps if they're good at entertainment stuff. He's not the most entertaining, but he's one of the more popular guys on your card, so that might help.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you put him in something like this over, I think it's about 5 minutes, they usually improve in that area.
Okay. Can we do it for 5 minutes?
Exactly. For 5 minutes exactly?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Luke Diamond promo. And just so you can have a look and see how good he is at
Yeah.
Not the best.
It's not the best at all.
Are you still happy to leave it as that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be funny.
Where do you want that to go?
Oh, higher up.
Thank you.
Maybe between the first two, do you think?
Okay. I would have had it early on, because the later the show goes, the more important your last few things that happen on the show are going to be the main things that happen.
Yeah.
So you could really have crap all the way up until like the last 3 or 4 things, and the 3 or 4 things are weighted so that they're more important. So if you get like something that's D rated for the entire show, but then you get a couple of really good B pluses or something like that, the show will average out closer towards the B, because the main event of what, or the main stuff of what you're showing did well, and that's what people really, in theory, come to see.
Okay.
So Luke Diamond promo, it's going to be crap, you're right, but it should help him improve.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, to be honest, that is actually enough to do a show, or do you want to add anything else?
No, let's do it.
Just do the show?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll hit save just in case something goes wonky. And you're supposed to do a 2.5 hour show. We've technically got just under a 2-hour show. So it's 31 minutes short, but it's within the limits of what's acceptable. So you want to go to run show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see what happens.
Okay, so we're going to run the show now. Okay, so ROF Paradise City 2015, held by Ring of Fire. It's being held in front of 3,200 people in the Cambridge Elysium. That's a very good turnout, 3,200. And then it says, in a bout that had solid in-ring action but not much in the way of heat, Lincoln Lister defeated Joey B. Bad and Corey Glover in 7 minutes 42, when Lincoln Lister defeated Joey B. Bad by pinfall with a roll-up. So you had Corey Glover dominate, and he didn't complain even.
Mm-hmm.
And you had Lincoln Lister beat, actually, the game, because you said you didn't want to specify what he did, you just said a quick flash pinfall.
Mm-hmm.
It had him beat the other guy who was on his level. So Corey Glover wasn't involved in the pinfall that finished the match.
Oh.
So if you maybe specified that Lincoln Lister should have beaten Corey Glover, he might have been like, hang on a sec.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So we've got here road agent report. So the road agent will give you some information. So Jesse Golden did some good work at ringside, but he's going next show because he's managing Lincoln Lister. And I did maybe suggest to M, but we didn't do it for the show, which is fine. Because Jesse Golden's leaving the company, have one member of the Golden Standard, which is his stable, hit him with a finishing move or something like that and take him out of action, then have them take over the faction. It would be a good storyline way of writing him out. But the way we're doing it now is he's just basically going to disappear, which is fine. It's fine. So Lincoln Lister was really off his game tonight, so he didn't actually perform that well.
Yeah.
The guy you had win.
That's
Jesse
nice.
Golden did some good work, and it got like worker improvement. So Joby Bad is improving in performance skills. So he improved in that area. And I mean, we've got all this stuff. You need to work with this. Cool. So we go to next. Got a D-. That's all that.
No, that's not cool.
Luke Diamond cuts a backstage promo. E+. But he was on the show though, so he'd be happy he was on the show. Let's see if he improved. He didn't even improve.
What a waste.
What a waste. Yeah, I knew he wasn't the most entertaining. I didn't realise it
He's
was
not
that
going to
bad.
get another promo anytime soon.
That's fine. Okay, in about, they had solid in-ring action and average heat. Heat is basically how much the crowd are invested in it in terms of the story. So, yeah, the hotter it is, the better it is. Charlie Lincoln defeated Eddie Freeman and Nate Sanders in 14 minutes 56 seconds. The order of elimination was Nate Sanders first, then Eddie Freeman. Charlie Lincoln wins the Ring of Fire Young Lion title. So you've got a new champion there. D+.
Wait. Why is it all the bleeding winners that are off their game?
Charlie Lincoln seemed off his game tonight. I don't know.
What?
Jesse Golden did some good work at ringside. Worker improvements. Charlie Lincoln is improving in performing skills, so he improved. Eddie Freeman is improved. Eddie Freeman improved in everything. You've just taken the title off. But anyway, D+.
You can get
There
it
you
back.
go. It's getting a bit. And bearing in mind the size of company we are, we're not expected to have like A's and B's. We can hit maybe B- in some of our main event stuff, but I would expect us to be round about the C's, D's area. So, in the match that had some good action and average heat, Angus McGrath defeated D.T. York in 15 minutes 12 by pinfall with a Highland crash. No comments, so both of them did okay. Worker improvements, D.T. York is improving in performance skills.
What's a Highland crash?
It's his finishing move.
Oh,
You can imagine it. I've named everyone's finishing move, but it's up to the user to imagine what it is. I mean, I might have something in mind, but I usually just try and think of like a play on words or something like that, or something that goes with the character. So, it's Scottish, Highland crash. No, made up. But you could have it as like a choke slam if you wanted. Choke slam?
Yeah.
Grab by the neck, like what Kane and Undertaker do. Okay. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Den Brody Boys defeated Sin City Fight Club in 20 minutes 6 seconds when Jed Brody defeated Caspian Rawley by pinfall with a Kentucky Slam. Den Brody Boys made defense number 4 of their ROF tag team titles. Crazy Floyd Boomshine did some good work at ringside. Crazy Floyd Boomshine would have been a very good shout to have as a promo on the show. It's no help to you now, but
It's not, is it?
Lyle Brody and
Where were
Crazy
you with
Floyd
that?
Boomshine have excellent chemistry together. And also, chemistry is something that it randomizes every game unless you specify it to. So you might have two people in a match and you think,
What's going on?
yeah, but also there were some positives in that, so it kind of balanced out. So, for example, you might put,
can't be off the game. It just doesn't.
you could have two people put in a match. They could be both fantastically talented, and then you'll get a message that says they don't have chemistry. So it'll always ding their matches. So even though they should be fantastic, but you also have people that you think shouldn't have good matches and their chemistry is excellent and it will give it a boost. But the problem is it will stay that way. So if you find two people with bad chemistry, it's always going to be bad chemistry when they're in the match. The match needed to be a lot shorter given who was involved. And I did even suggest that. But that's fine. D+.
Sorry.
No, I wasn't having a pop. Okay. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Johnny Hunter defeated Kelvin Streatham in 18 minutes and 9 seconds by submission with a tendon hold. So I remembered he had a finish, and that gets a C, so that's good. Jesse Golden did some good work at ringside. Johnny Hunter is improving in technical skills. Johnny Hunter is improving in performance skills. Kelvin Streatham is improving in technical skills.
Awesome.
That was your main event.
No.
In a match that had some good action and average heat, Simone Studd defeated Terry French in 24 minutes and 46 seconds by pinfall with an Island driver. Simone Studd makes defense number 8 of his Ring of Fire world title. Simone Studd was visibly tiring towards the end. This goes a long match. Worker improvement. Simone Studd is improving in performance skills. So now it's going to... So we basically stayed at the same level we're at. We didn't improve, but we didn't go down. So we stayed at the same level. So for the first show, seeing as you don't know really too much, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Now you get the option, because it's a special show, it's not like a television show or something like that. You can make a speech, so you can either congratulate certain people you think did well, or kind of say you did badly to certain people. But
Can we say, like, why were the winners off their game?
You can't do something as broad as that, you have to be specific. So we'll go to make speech, so workers to focus upon. You can pick whoever you want then. So for example, your options will be give some encouragement, pointed out as a good example, complimented on a good performance, praised for a great performance, given a hug, told that they're awesome, told that they could do better, criticised for a poor performance, ripped into for their night's work, told that they're worthless, verbally eviscerated, repeatedly insulted. So they're the ones that you get.
That's good.
Do you want to signal anyone out? Usually, unless someone was absolutely shit, I would always say well done to the people that did well.
Yeah, that's
Out of the people that performed, do you want me to suggest who I think did well?
yeah.
Johnny Hunter and Kelvin Streatham, co-main event, that did pretty well.
Who?
Kelvin Streatham and Johnny Hunter, it was the co-main event. Second to last match you had. For the submission. The guy that you wanted to slap.
Yes.
Yeah, both of those guys did well.
Okay.
So I'd say Johnny Hunter. I'm going to find him. So I'd say Johnny Hunter pointed out as a good example or compliment on good performance.
Yeah.
Kelvin Streatham, I'd say the exact same thing. And out of the other people, Angus McGrath did quite well actually. The Scottish guy. He did quite well, but so did Dieter York, who was in the match with him. I would just give it to Dieter, not Dieter York, Angus McGrath.
We don't like it.
That's fine. So, want the same thing?
Good example. Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can always have a look at past speeches you did as well.
None.
So, speech. Johnny Hunter seemed pleased. Kelvin Streatham seemed pleased. Angus McGrath seemed pleased.
Cool.
Speech has been given. And that's it.
Oh.
So that was your first show. So that's going to bring us to the end of this video. I'm not entirely sure how long it's gone. I think it's gone quite a while. So hopefully you guys do enjoy it when I edit it. I won't edit too much down, to be fair. For the next episode, which I don't know when we'll be doing that, but again, we'll be sticking with the Ring of Fire theme. If there are anything else you guys want to see in terms of different companies, not necessarily in the London verse, that you'd like to see Emma have a go at booking, just put down below in the comments. We'll also see if maybe you want to bring in anyone else to the company to see, we'll cover a bit more of that kind of stuff as well as the show. Hopefully now doing the show itself will be sped up a little bit because Emma's got a bit of a better idea on how to do it, which is fine. I didn't expect it to be quick. But if you have liked this video, guys, please do hit that like button and subscribe down below. You've been doing fantastic with that as of late. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you around. Just do the wanker sign.
I did a wave.
Oh, sorry. That's fine. It's fine.
Jesus Christ.
Cut that. Cut that.